What's going on, y'all? It's Saturday. We're back. Justicefighter Radio's attorney Gerald, Griggs, Justicefighter, and man, guys, we got a lot to talk about. It's a lot going on in Atlanta. It's a lot going on nationally. It's a lot going on in Applebee's. This is a lot. And so I thought it would be a good idea to invite my sister in the struggle, my frontliner, one of the baddest organizers in the country, Kenyette Barnes, is in the studio with me as we're going to break down all things social justice and have a conversation about what happened to us at the Applebee's.
Well, good morning. Happy Saturday, everyone. I'm just happy to be here. I've been sort of under the weather for the last week, and I'm here to talk about what happened this time last week, actually.
Yeah, it would be this time last week.
Yeah. My name is Kenyette. You kind of summed me up better than I
in the Applebee's, because it took on a life of its own. It's gone viral. There are articles out there. There's a commentator.
You want to call that an article?
I wouldn't call it an article. There's a commentator on the West Coast who's jumped back into this space again that we're going to have a conversation about.
Wow. So we had just finished watching One Child Left Behind at the Bronze Lens Film Fest, and I want to give a shout out to Jody Gomes, who did an amazing job.
Awesome film.
This was a really good film, and I hope that it becomes more larger distributed. I don't want to get too far into the film, but I really just want to just take a moment and say, please, if you can find a way to watch it, and definitely shout out to Jody Gomes for doing this. But after watching that wonderful film, the four of us, your beautiful wife, and Dante, you and I decided to go and have a bite to eat.
Yeah.
And we decided to stop at Applebee's.
Applebee's on a Cascade.
And so walked in, and I remember our first conversation was, it reminded you of your father.
Yes.
You know, Southwest, you know, we thought your father, you said, I can feel my father.
I could feel him walking in. The music was so good, I could feel his presence. He was going to walk in.
I think it was Frankie Beverly playing. It was cool. And I was like, okay, this is a nice vibe, you know. And so then, you know, the music started really getting into a deep 90s R&B, vibe. So I walked over to the server, and I want to be really careful because right now it's still under investigation. I want to be clear that, you know, I'm telling my part of the story. So walked over to the server, and I just asked, I said, hey, you know, can we not play R. Kelly? Just not play him because, you know, we know what's going on, and people shouldn't have to be forced to listen to it. And so she just kind of shrugged it off and said, okay, I'll let them know. And that was the last that I heard of it. And so I'm sitting down, listening to whatever was playing. I think it was Keith Sweat, actually.
It was Keith Sweat.
And then, after Keith Sweat, R. Kelly. Then after that, another R. Kelly. No, that one was on repeat, actually. They
played that one twice.
They played that one twice for me.
It was Half on a Baby. They played it twice.
Yeah, it was Half on a Baby. They played that twice. And then we were just kind of sitting there like, wait a minute, are they seriously now just playing the music? And so at one point, I actually went to the jukebox and put money into the jukebox to play other music. And then after my song played, more R. Kelly came on, and more R. Kelly. And it was for at least a half hour, consistently R. Kelly music. And one of the things that people might not know is that those paid jukeboxes, they can play music two different ways. Either you putting money in it and they play, or the establishment can play the music because you can use the jukebox to keep the music going. And there were no customers coming to the jukebox putting money in there. And somehow this music kept playing over and over and over again. And so my belief is that the jukebox music was being manipulated by the staff, who were also dancing and twerking and laughing and jeering and making a big deal about it because, well, who is she to tell us that we can't listen to the music of an indicted sexual predator? So anyway, so that was part of it.
Before we go there, let me contextualize everybody about what's happening here, because really we thought that, you know, this was just an incident at the Applebee's and it would blow over, and we got the corporate manager's information, but then we realized it took a life of its own. So let me give you guys some context here. This is from, I don't even know what media outlet this is, but legit, I guess this is an outlet. Activist refuses to pay restaurant for continually playing R. Kelly's music. An activist has taken to Twitter to recount how she was allegedly forced to listen to R&B singer R. Kelly's music. Kenyette Barnes explained that she asked not to be forced to listen to the alleged sexual predator's music, but which was denied. Barnes then added that she refused to pay when she was done, and management threatened to call the police. And so it started to play out on Twitter in real time. And I'm sitting here watching this on Twitter, having been there and knowing what really happened. And so we're just trying to contextualize it.
And I want to be really clear. The Applebee's situation is currently under investigation. Mm-hmm. So the Applebee's national headquarters and the regional manager have both been in contact. They are investigating this at the highest priority. So as of this point, their preliminary finding is that they support me as a customer and they're going to do a thorough investigation. So I really want to be clear, no one is attempting to boycott Applebee's, that's not what we're doing. We are basically saying that we have to be able to be clear that when we say mute R. Kelly, we mean mute R. Kelly. We mean not only put him in detention until his trial, we not only mean cancel his concerts, we not only mean stop playing him on streaming services or on the radio, we mean we need us to take a look at his music and realize that we have to reconcile the fact that just because someone has a good beat doesn't mean we have to dance to it.
Exactly. And so this is just another teaching example of civil disobedience and protest
Henry
come in different forms.